Alrighty, the market has been ridiculous, okay? And it is just not been great for growth investors. It's not been great for anyone, to be honest. And it's just been crazy. Okay, so in this video, I'll be telling you what to do when the market dips or corrects, and my little secret sauce of what to do when the market dips and to see buying opportunities and when to buy at the right time. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so in this video, I'll also be telling you when to buy on the dip, okay? Because it's very easy for me to just sit here and tell you buy the dip because stocks are falling, but when? Because when stocks fall continuously like they've been doing for the past week or so, you need to know when to determine when that change around might happen. So the market has been correcting again. It's been crazy. So if you're like me, where majority of your portfolio is in growth stocks, you are probably feeling a bit anxious and a bit worried. So when I started investing, this was when I made the most of my mistakes, the most changes to my portfolio, which cost me the most today. Okay, so yeah, when the market does these correction things or they change around, okay, go watch that video where I explained how bond markets and inflation and all that thing affects the market, which is just happening now again. Okay, inflation is the main reason for why growth stocks are just going haywire. Okay, but the first thing to do when a market dips like this or corrects, okay, important, have a diversified portfolio. Obviously, you can have a slight more incline towards growth like I do, or you can have more incline towards value, which means you are probably not feeling the brunt of this correction. Okay, good on you. So when you have a good mix, i.e. value, growth, crypto, property, all things crazy, all different assets, your portfolio might look very, very bad on the one side, but other stocks is picking it up, making that red bar a bit less red. Okay, now if you have 99.9% of your stocks into growth stocks, you probably are freaking out. Okay, and with good reason, because that's what growth stocks do. Now let's say you are invested completely into growth stocks. This is the secret for dealing with this: due diligence. Okay, if you did your due diligence, meaning you did your research, you know these companies are going to do good in the future, you know these companies at their fundamentals are great, you know that they have good products and they have a good future, then just sit it out, wait. Okay, because your investment period, not a trading period, is long term, so these small fluctuations does not affect you that much. Change your graph thing on your whichever investment platform you use, change it to a month or 3 months or a year, to whatever you look at, and then look at how it's actually doing, because that is what you want to look at. A lot of people have also, Kathy was the other day, she spoke on CNBC. People have been bashing ARK, saying like, oh, your portfolio is down 20%, whatnot. And she was just saying like, listen, we are investment analysts, okay? Our time horizon is 5 years. If you change the graph to 5 years, they are up something over 300 or 500%. So, okay. And I mean, their goals were like 23% and they made 500% growth. So, okay. So that is what we are doing, okay? And then also in saying that, make sure you have those rules and time periods set out that you want to hold your stocks. And also rules that you set out for, if this happens, I'm going to sell. If this happens, I'm going to buy more. Make your rules, one pager. I said that, okay? Mistakes, okay? One pager, set out rules. So that is having a diversified portfolio, doing your due diligence, and setting out your investment time horizons, goals, and rules. Okay, but now what to do if you've got some cash dollar just waiting, or that you have extra around on a market dip? When do you buy the dip? Because you like your stocks, you've done your due diligence, okay? Now you want to buy more, but when? Okay, in the market like this, when every single day is a 5% dip, okay, then when do you buy? So my little secret, or not that big of a secret, but my little tactic that I do, it is not 100% proven. So don't come back to me if you tried this and then be like, oh, it didn't work. It's a theory, okay? It's not 100% proven, but it does kind of follow some pattern. Okay, So what I do is I use the VIX. No, not the stuff your mom puts under your foot when you're sick or you breathe in, like just opens up everything. Not that VIX. The VIX graph. It is the volatility graph. Now, unfortunately, South Africa doesn't really have a VIX graph from what I know. So this is mainly based for US stocks. But luckily, you can kind of use it as an indicator, I guess. But all it is, the VIX graphs is a line that represents the volatility in the market. Now, this is where the comparison comes in. If you look at the S&P 500, okay, and you take the S&P 500 graph and you take the VIX graph and you put it over each other, every time, well, most times when the VIX graph spiked, that is the turning point of when your S&P 500 is at its lowest going up, okay? So look at this. This big spike is when the coronavirus happened, okay? Yeah, at the tippy top, okay? That is when coronavirus market downtrend started turning around. Now, obviously, you need to know what spike to look for. If you looked at this spike and you thought you should buy, you probably were upset, maybe yeah, maybe yeah. So obviously, it's not a foolproof plan. But what I, as a general rule, use, if it's like quite a big evidence spike, okay, then that is probably the time I'm going to start looking at buying. Okay, now you're also going to look at some other stuff, some market factors, things, maybe news, okay? But this is my secret to timing when you should buy the dip, okay? Because everyone always says, buy the dip, buy the dip. But does that mean you buy it after 1 day, after 2 days? When do you buy that dip? Okay, now, if you want to use this tactic, it's done me some great and wonderful things, okay? But now remember, it is your responsibility to make your own decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. Read the disclaimer at the bottom. This is just a little tip, trick, I don't know what you can really call it, that I use, that has been doing some good things for me. So maybe you guys can also try it. Okay, but yeah, so that is my secret. That is how you can handle this situation. Don't freak out. The stock market isn't crashing as everyone would like you to believe. Inflation is just being a little bully at the moment, okay? And I really advise you go listen to the market update webinars of ARK Invest. Kathy Woods is amazing when she explains. I mean, they predicted this. They said a while back that they expect this turn of the bull market from growth stocks into value stocks. And she also explains how they said that when this happens, inflation will most probably play a big role and it'll last for a month or two. Okay, so you got to plan for this as they did. But maybe use this VIX to know when to buy something, use it as an idea. Find these little hidden value gems of how to time the market. No one can really time the market, but you can get damn close. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I really hope this helped. And remember, don't panic. Plan, due diligence, due diligence, and be okay. Don't freak out, follow your investments, and just invest in companies that you trust, that you know, and that you understand. Okay? Shot for watching. Hit like, subscribe. Thank you very much, guys.